Hey everyone, it's the weekend. I've been really busy, but I just want to spend some time to talk about the 245% tariffs on China that everyone's reporting this week. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about what these 245% tariffs are, and then I'm going to show you guys a pretty cool tool in Seller Central that will tell you what Section 301 tariffs that your commodity or product is subject to in taxation when importing to the US. So let's get into it. Before I get into this chart I have prepared for us of the revised or reclarified Section 301 tariffs, I want to first talk about what additive tariffs are. And essentially, an additive tariff is that they are added on top of each other instead of replacing the previous tax or tariff. And what that means is when we have a new addition, let's say we had originally 20% tariff on the premise of the fentanyl crackdown or lack of crackdown from China, that's in addition to pre-existing tariffs like the Section 301 tariff from Trump's first administration. So what you're doing here is just adding on top of each other into a sum of percentage of import tax you have to pay. The new 100% tariffs that we talked about or got introduced to this week is a revision of this Section 301 tariffs of 25% from Trump's first administration. So essentially, it's the same act, except that Trump reclarified it from 25% to a maximum of 100% tariff, so therefore increasing the additive tariffs up to 245% now. And that's very important because we're adding on top of each other. And this Section 301 tariff of 100% is a revision from the existing 25% from Trump's first administration. Now, with that said, let's look into the chart and see what commodities are being taxed the most. Well, looking at this chart, you're going to start noticing that a lot of these items on this table are battery related, electric vehicles, medical supplies, and raw materials or minerals. And I believe what this is Trump is targeting critical industries that is relates to our national security in the United States. And as you can see here, battery parts, it used to be 7.5%, now it's 25%. Electric vehicles, now it's 100% from the previous 25%. So you can see that the maximum 25% from the Section 301 in Trump's first administration now is being increased up to a maximum of 100%. And electric vehicles are being maxed out at 100%. As you can see here, lithium-ion electrical vehicle batteries is 25% now, and batteries going to be a big part of the national security industry in the coming future, where they're going to be taxed upon, so we can build those manufacturing plants in the U.S. Surgical supplies, so syringes, medical equipment, respirators, those are critical industries, as shown during COVID. That it's going to be hard to import those, especially from China, if they decide not to let us have them. Semiconductors, 50%, that's another big change. Critical minerals, and a lot of the talking points now of China's leverage on the US are restricting minerals from being imported in the US. So that's going to be one of those things that taxation is going to try to bring home, those processing of those minerals. Again, disposable face masks, those are medical supplies. And you can see here that there are the bottom half of the table is the second part of the tariffs taking place in January 1st, 2026. And that means that Trump, or this administration now, is giving time for those players in those industries to make the right moves to avoid those future tariffs. And you can see that here in January 2026, latex gloves are going to go from 50 to 100%. And that's pretty interesting how they're doing two-tier now, which makes sense. Businesses need time to adjust their supply chain. All right, and that's really the updates in the Section 301 tariff code. Now I'm going to go through this tool I found on Amazon. And what you can see here is HTS search tool. You can look up your product's HTS code by typing in the description of your product. Or what I usually do is go on like ChatGPT and have it kind of give you a list of suitable HTS codes, and you plug in each one and just kind of use your own judgment as to which HTS code is best for you. And it'll give you the import duty on top of the Section 301 tariffs, so you know exactly how much you have to pay when sourcing those from China. And first of all, you gotta set your destination country to the United States. I suppose you can do other countries if you want, but for now, most of us are importing the US, and I'm gonna choose United States. Next, country of origin, China. That way you get the right right import tariff percentages when you type in your HTS codes. And for this HTS search, I'm going to use I'm just going to choose a random one I had. I paste this code in here. As you can see, there's a duty of 5.3% tariff. This is the original tariff before the Section 301. Since Section 301 from Trump's first administration is an additive, therefore, if before Trump's second administration tariffs of 100+%, it was 5.3 plus 25, because that was the original Section 301 tariff. Now, because we have an additive of 145%, that means we're gonna add the 145% tariff, which does not include Section 301. This is from Trump's second administration, plus the Section 301 tariff of 25%, plus 5.3%. And that gives us, I believe, let's see if my math is right, 175.3%. Correct. Therefore, if I import this item from China to US, I'm going to pay 175.3%. And I'm going to go through the math one more time real quick. The first original tariff of 5.3%, this is the import duty before any of Trump's administration. Then we add Trump's first administration Section 301 tariff, which got revised this week. When you look up this HTS code in this tool, it'll tell you from 0 to 100% what this Section 301 tariff is. For this specific HTS code, it's 25%, so therefore I'll add 25% to this 5.3%. Then we're gonna add the 145% tariff that Trump added in his second administration, because that's an additive. And therefore we have 5.3 plus 25 plus 145 equaling 175.3%. And that would be the percentage of import tax I'll pay when importing into the United States from China. That's how I use this tool, and I hope I clarified what the new Section 301 tariff clarifications are. Now we have a better understanding of what percentages of import tax we have to pay when importing into the United States. Well, I hope that clears things up. I hope you found this video helpful, and this tool as well. It's a great tool in Seller Central. And if you found this video helpful, please do consider subscribing, giving me a like, or just commenting how you're overcoming these tariffs. I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.